Hello, everyone over there. I believe that I'm meeting you well today. I'm James Olokesusi once again. And I know that this training, this 2 weeks free online course is going to change your life. It's definitely going to change your life. Your life will not remain the same. Let me tell you, one of those things that transform a man is knowledge. You can pray for wisdom, you can pray for understanding, but you don't pray for knowledge. You have to go and acquire knowledge. The wise virgins told the foolish virgins, he said, go to them that sell and buy. Go to them that sell and buy. Go and acquire knowledge. All that God has put in place to bless you is available on this earth. You need to take your time to go and learn. A lot of people, they love to lay about and play around than to learn that things that will affect their lives. So for you to make most of this program, of this training, you have to be dedicated. It requires dedication. You have to be super dedicated for you to really get most out of this. Because without it, it's going to be one of those training. And this is not supposed to be one of those training because there are courses that are enough to transform your life. These are courses that are enough to transform your life. Before we go forward, you make sure you subscribe to that button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and like it. And also we're going to get to a point where we'll do practicals and ask questions and likes of that, and make sure you are testing yourself. It increases knowledge. Transformation is key to attaining higher dimensions in life, attaining next level. The more you know, the further you go. The more you know, the further you go. God has prepared to bless you. And if God wants to bless you, you know what he will give to you? Wisdom. If Satan wants to punish a man, he blinds his mind. The God of this world are blind the minds of them that believe not, lest they believe. So if devil wants to punish somebody, he blinds their minds. If God wants to bless somebody, he gives them wisdom. So now God is about to bless you with this knowledge. And knowledge is a currency that wisdom spends. So if you don't have knowledge, you can't say you have wisdom, because what will you apply? Wisdom is application of knowledge by understanding. So it's the knowledge you understood that you apply. So I want to encourage you to put your best in these things. Today I want to talk about biblical principles of leadership. Biblical principles of leadership. Jesus called his disciples and he began to wash their feet, wash their legs. And Peter said, you won't do this for me? No. He said, no. He said, if you're going to be part of me, if I don't do this for you, you are not part of me. That means you are not going to be like me. You can't be a leader when you can't serve. That's what Jesus was trying to tell him. You can't be like me. You can't be a leader like me. I am a leader. I am serving. Leaders are servants. Servant leadership is biblical principle of leadership. You are to serve. You are to influence people, not just forcing them. You influence people. So leadership is influence. Leadership is influencing people through your service, through your ideology. What's the meaning of influence? Influence is ability to affect people with your beliefs. Ability to affect people with your beliefs. So people in your space, people around you, you are able to affect them with your beliefs. That's what leadership is about. Okay, now imagine those terrorists. Certain leader must have tutored them that when you can die, you'll be given 70 virgins in heaven. And because of that, they will go and die. They will put a vest on themselves. And they will blow up. Like a recent incident, in one of the states in Nigeria, there was in a mosque, one certain lady just put a vest on herself just about a month ago. And just blew herself with the people. See, what was she promised? For her to give her life. I want you to see the power of leadership. Leadership is influence. Leadership is not force. It's one thing to force people to do a thing through imposed, information. The more you impose them, the more they become rebellious and resistant. But one thing about leadership, it comes through transformation. As you are affecting the people, as you are transforming them, your children, as you are educating them, as you are enlightening them, they respond more positively than you just beating them, boa. And yes, it's good to discipline a child, but more you talk to them. You let them see reasons why they should not do what they are doing. So you see, leadership is influence. Somebody could tell somebody something and he will go and put a vest and kill for a cause, for an idea. So so leadership is influence. So you must, for you to become a leader, and one thing about it is that we are all leaders. The Bible says we should have dominion over all the creeping things, over everyone. Men are not meant to be dominating themselves. We are leaders in our space. Each of us are leaders in our space. You don't have to be in position before you can become a leader. You don't have to be. Leader is a tool of change. You must create a change in any way you are. Either you are the head or you are the assistant or who you are. Be a tool of change. You know, it is not because you are the manager of the company that's why you are a leader. No, you are a leader because you are a tool of change. I remember many years ago I was working somewhere and I was just one of the staff. And each time, from time to time, I used to call the manager of the place and I would give him ideas. And a lot of things changed drastically in that organization. A lot of things changed. They changed many things. Within my 6 months of staying with them, I was able to change many things. Not because I was never in leadership in that place, positional leadership. I just expressed my inward leadership, my potential leadership. So leadership comes to, you have a potential in you, leadership potential in you, but you need to train it. You need to groom it. That's why you are going through this training. You need to groom it. You need to build it. So that you know that you are a leader. And leadership is influencing others positively. It's influencing others. There's one thing that's common to all leaders at all levels, in all ages, which is vision. And that's the first key thing I will talk about today. I've got five keys to expressing leadership. 5 keys to expressing leadership. The first key thing you must understand about leadership is that vision. You know, Abraham, the father of many nations, God told him in Genesis 13 verse 14. He says, I know you are the leader. You will command your children to do my will. You know, but first thing I'm going to show you now. He says, see the land you are seeing ahead of you. As far as your eyes can see, how far I will give to you. He said, at one time God took him and said, look at the sky. He said, all the things, all the stars, as much as these stars are, so that the children I will give to you. Whoa. Every time God was trying to do things for Abraham, God was showing him first. So that's the way the principles of God, and as God set the principles on earth, that's the natural principle. No, the principles are inherent. We met them. We inherited them. So it's a principle of God to show you things. So a leader or a great leader are leaders who can see 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, and they begin to prepare for it. You know, the king of Dubai many years ago, when Dubai was a desert then, and they were there, and he saw a beautiful city in a desert. And they will put a road where there were no houses. They will put light where there were no houses. And yet they will use through technology and machineries, they were able to draw water into the land. And look at what Dubai is today. Because one man could dare to see a city in the desert. One man could dare to see a city in the desert. That's what leadership is all about. Leadership is about taking a journey into the future while you are still today. You begin to nurse the pregnancy of tomorrow. Yes, today. You know, that's one leadership. Leadership are people who can see. That's one thing common. That's one characteristic about all leadership. They have vision. They are visionary. They can see 5 years. They can see 10 years. They can see 2 years. They see, this is the way we want to be in the next 1 year. This is where the level we want to be in the next 10 years. See? Leaders are visionary. They are people who can see far. That's what makes you be above those around you. You can see things. You are seeing beyond the status quo. You are seeing beyond the ordinary. That's what makes you leader. You can see further than that. That's why, as a leader, you must keep investing in yourself. Because what grooms your leadership potential is the amount of knowledge you have. Is the amount of the potential, the knowledge you have. That's what grooms your potential. So the key thing is that leadership, you are the head of the house. How many years have you seen down the line? How do you see your family to be in 5 years? You are the mother, you are the father. How do you see your family? They begin to position themselves. See, a lot of people don't have any vision for their family. They don't even have any vision. You know, a man was in a house one time, you know, and he saw the kind of people around the neighborhood. He said, no. 5 years down the line, I will not want my child to live in this, to grow up in this community. He had to leave that place. And went to go and pay for a higher place. He went to go and pay, not because it was convenient with him, but because he felt, no, my child must not grow up in this vicinity. Because, that's what leadership is all about. You are able to see 10 years down the line, 5 years down the line. You are protecting your family. Many things, Africa have become so, they work by default. That's the problem of Africa. Africa works by default. They are responsive. They are spontaneous. They respond to things as it comes. They respond to things as it comes. So God has not made us to be responsive. We are human beings that have mind. It's only animals that are responsive to situation. They are responsive. We think ahead of situation. We have prepared the solution to a problem that has not yet existed. That's the way God has created us. So many families, they are solving a problem they should have foreseen for many years ago. That's why African communities, African countries like this, because we work by default. We only live for a day. We live for today. We are not living for tomorrow. In a West and advanced country, they see problems many years down the line, and they are preparing for it. They are always coming up with new ideas to meet new challenges. So we must understand that leadership, key thing about leadership, if you're going to take your business to a next level as a leader, you must see, where do you want your business to be 5 years from now? Where do you want your finances? You want to be, as an employee, you are looking at your size. Where do you want to be down the line? There was a company I was employed many years ago, and I spent about a year or 2 years there, and I had to just leave the place. Not because I could not get. This is a place where people, as a staff, they have so many allowance and here there. Because I looked a few years down the line. Because I looked at some people who have been there for 10 years, 20 years. I look at their life. I said, no. I won't prepare my life I won't align my life to be like this. No. I saw years down the line as a young man, and I saw years down the line. I said, no. This is not the kind of life I chose. See, I look at the people who are here 20 years. No. And is that where I'm going to pan out in the next 20 years? No. So I had to leave. So leaders are people who can see several years down the line. That's one key thing about leadership. That's one common thing about leadership. The first key thing is that they are visionary. They can see tomorrow before the tomorrow comes. They can prepare for tomorrow. They can see through a thing. They are not working by default. They work by vision. So, number 2 is that leaders are knowledgeable. Leaders are knowledgeable. The moment your followers begin to know more than you are no longer their leader. The moment they begin to know more than you can no longer be their leader. They will lead you. So the most important thing about leader, you must continue to improve in yourself. You must continue to learn. You must continue to know. You must continue to learn. You must continue to know. That's one key thing about leadership. You must continue to learn from time to time. You must continue to improve in yourself. That's why leaders invest a lot in knowledge. That's what makes you leader. Because your strategy, your application will come through what you know. It says, Ecclesiastes 10 verse 15, the labor of the foolish wearieth every one of them, because they know not how to go to the city. When something happens in the midst of people, when they are saying, what can we do? A leader must be able to provide solution. This is the way we should go. This is what we should do. This is the way we should go. This is what we should do. I remember some years ago we had a challenge where we using a certain event center, and I began to look ahead and see the way the landlady was behaving and last of that, and I'll be able to see I need to have a plan B. And I began to talk about a month before we eventually left the place. We were ejected. I began to talk to 1 or 2 people and to use their space. And one day we just got to the event center. The woman just shut the place and said, "You can't worship here today." Right there and then, I just called those people. That place is available. And even all the members were trying to go home and say, "Pastor, probably we should just go home from here. Pastor, probably there's no service." I said, "No, we are holding service today." And there we were able to get a space that day. And we started church in that place that day. And within a year or 2, we spent in that place, and we're there to move in front of the event center to our own place. See, that's a leader sees down the line. On that day, if I have not seen ahead, if I have not prepared ahead, the woman would have put us to shame. All of us would have gone back home. Okay, till further notice, everybody owe you to your tent. See, A leader foresees problems down the line, years down the line. Many things we complain in this country, in this part of the world, is because the leadership are default leadership. So that's why we must improve. Knowledge is what enhances your vision. Knowledge enhances your vision. I said number 2 is knowledge. You must know. The more you know, the further you go. You must continue to invest in yourself. Like the training you are going through now is an investment. I told you one of the best investments you can have is intellectual property. Invest in your intellectual property. The more equipped you are in your mind, the more positive and quality decisions you make. What helps you to make quality decisions is a cumulative of the knowledge at your disposal. Is a cumulative of knowledge at your disposal. Nobody comes with knowledge from above. All of us, we groom ourselves. That's why few people are leaders, because few people dare to learn. Few people dare to take the book by the hand. Few people dare to invest in their mind. So you must invest in your mind. The reason why you're complaining of the status quo where you are is because your level of investment in your mind is too small. You begin to work by default when all you ever think about is the practicals and realities of things around you, when you are not putting so much. You say, I graduated from school. Does that mean anything? School was to heighten your intelligence. So how much you invest in your specified area determines how best you are. You're a doctor, you're a lawyer. It doesn't guarantee your success. Your father, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer. I've seen many poor doctors. I've seen many poor lawyers. Your father, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer. Doesn't guarantee success for you. So you need to invest in your mind. You need to invest in specified knowledge that will enhance success in your field. You need to invest. It's not the profession you have does not guarantee your success. You can even be a GM. One day, in one of the places I worked, I was telling the manager of that department, and I was telling him one day, we were just talking, and I told him, hey, look at that driver. Look at so things he has achieved, and lacks of that. And the manager, for several days, he was moody, because his life has not become anything. His life was messed up, while a driver has put his life in order, at that level. And they used to joke and see that driver as a pauper, as nobody. When I told him what that driver has achieved, the man was not himself for several days. So it's not just about being a GM. What have you done with the position? What have you done? How many investment do you have? How are you investing in tomorrow? When you stop being a GM, what happens to you? Now you are a civil servant. Now you are working in a company. When you retire, can your pension be enough for you? The gratuity they delay for many years before they pay you. Even with the gratuity, if you are not financially intelligent, even when they give you that gratuity, you will use to enjoy life. So you have to invest in your intellectual property. You have to invest in your knowledge. Have a financial knowledge, investment knowledge. Have counselors who are helping you. Number 3 is that leadership build character. Leadership build character. What witchcraft cannot do to you, bad character will do to you. You can't be a leader of people when you have bad character, because they will all be stoning you behind your back. They will hate you. Even they will not be willing. They will not be looking out for the betterment of your establishment, because you are evil. You have evil character. So you have to build up your character so that you put others first. One of the way we work on our character. If you look at John 3 verse 30, he said that he may increase, that I may decrease. Leadership is how to be a blessing. Leadership is all about others. That's what leadership is all about. When you begin to have a function, and the first thing you are looking at is your food, your own and your family. You are not a leader. You are just a servant. Because leaders are always after how can others be satisfied. How others can be satisfied. So you groom yourself. That's what makes you leader. You build your character to be selfless. He said that he may increase, that I may decrease. And it's in your decreasing that your lifting comes, because you are a blessing. That's the universe. That's the law that God has put in place. That's one of the principles of Jesus. That the more you are a blessing to others, the more blessed you are. That he may increase. That you may increase, that I may decrease. You are looking at how people can leave you and be blessed. How they can be a blessing. You can be a blessing to them. They are your staff, they are working with you, and you are seeing how they get blessed. how they are transformed, how they are going forward. Not how you can mash them, how you can press them, how you can break them, how you can use them and suck them out. No. You are looking out how people can be blessed. That's what leadership is all about. Leadership, you have to build your character. This self-centeredness that is everywhere. That is, you have inherited from the corruption of the system. You need to break yourself free from it. That's why most of African leaders are not leaders. They are just sycophants. Because all they after is how can somebody be a leader of a space and the whole place is in abject poverty, and yet you are looting so much. You are looting so much. Somebody is stealing about 50 billion naira that he can't spend in the next 200 years. He can't finish in 200 years. And some people are in abject poverty in that same land. You are not a leader. You are a sycophant. You are a cheater. So you need to invest, build your character. Others first. Others first. It says, seek first the kingdom of God. All others will be added to you. Seek after where people can leave you and be a blessing and be betterment and live a better life. So you be a leader who have a good character. One challenging thing, there's a training I've been having for artisans. I discovered that most artisans, most things they give to their apprentice are lies, dishonesty, schemes in the system. That's why you see almost a cycle of dishonesty among artisans. Because most thing their boss has taught them is dishonesty, lies, games, schemes, and the likes of that. That's why you see this way you can't trust any of them with your work, because that was what was passed down to them. If you're going to be a unique leader, you have to be a leader of character, a leader that's imparting destiny, a leader that's transforming destiny. You have to build character. Number 4 is that if you're going to be a leader, one of the key things that makes a leader is a leader must be strategic. You must be effective. You must know that what you are doing is the right thing. You must be effective. You have to be efficient, and you have to be excellent in what you are doing. That means you have effectiveness, means you are always doing the right thing. Now you are doing the wrong thing. It's like they call you to come and cut a farm. And you have to watch and see, are you cutting the right farm? It's not just about cutting the farm. Are you cutting the right farm? You want to connect light in a pole, and you are going to the neighbor's pole. No, you can't connect that light like that. It won't work. So you have to know you are standing on the right pole. So that's what leadership is all about. You have to be effective. You are doing the right thing at the right time. Things that will take you to your vision. Things that will take you to your goals. Because that's what you have seen a vision ahead, and you have to keep working towards that vision. So you have to be strategic, you have to be effective, you have to be efficient. It means you are doing what you are doing in a right way. You are doing your job the right way. You are doing well on your job. And other one is excellent. You are giving the best of quality service. You are giving the best of excellent service towards what you are doing. You have to ensure that you are doing what you're doing in the right way and with the best skill. With the best skill, you are giving out the best product. And the last one is that leadership, we must be a blessing to people. It must be a blessing. It must be a blessing. Keep looking out for people you can bless. Keep looking out for lives that you can transform. We are transformational too. We are transformational too. Every leaders are transformational too. Look out for people you can bless. You have a business, seek how you can be a blessing to people. Seek how you can be a blessing to people around you. You are transformational leaders. So you have to be a blessing. Keep being a blessing. That's where the blessing is. He said, until you are a blessing, he said, God cannot bless you. Be a blessing. Then God will bless you. So that's what I have for you today as far as biblical principles of leadership is concerned. Put all these things in practice. You see that you are going to be emerging as a true leader. You are going to work on your vision, work on your knowledge, work on the strategy. I can work on your character, work on your strategy, and be a blessing. Stay blessed. That's what we have for you today. All right. Bye for now.